is the center of weirdness for the entire planet.
There's tons of unsolved mysteries out there. Witches still exist.
What about monsters?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Bigfoot is not out there.
Bigfoot is definitely out there. UFOs are real.
UFOs might be real.
Do you believe in conspiracies?
I consider myself a conspiracy theorist.
I want to believe in all these case files.
Trust no one. The government lies to you.
We're just two brothers exploring the unexplained, mysterious, and spookiness that lives among us. Today's episode, what's up, G?
What's up, everybody? Nightmare 365. We're live, son.
Yes, we are live on our YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe to us at youtube.com/Nightmare365. You can watch all of our shows, live. Join in on the conversation with us or follow along at Nightmare365.com because we post our podcast shows on Wednesdays, but usually on the weekends, Sunday morning. Greg likes early as possible to get into the studio to record.
Yeah, man. You gotta start the weekend off hot.
This is the weekend off hot.
We're weekend
in the hotness.
Hot.
All right, I don't know what that means anymore, but
I
get
hot.
it. So I wanted to start off because I don't think we talked about this since the news dropped.
Okay.
And you haven't been in the studio. And we only made one TikTok video of that guy that reported that he was in the future. I was kind of upset.
Well, yeah, that's all I could make. I thought you were going to make one.
I know. Dude, my schedule's been fucking crazy, so I couldn't really...
I made my one from work.
I made the video.
I know, but I sent you all the footage from work.
You did send me the footage, so we'll have to keep up on that. But I wanted to talk about one of my favorite movies.
Hocus Pocus?
Came out in 1993. They're redoing it. Your thoughts, your feelings, your concerns.
Are they redoing it, or are they just making another one?
I don't know. I didn't read. I haven't gone too in depth on following it all. I just saw a bunch of tweets by the original cast members, obviously the three original witches, and they said pretty much they're reprising or whatever. They're redoing their role. I don't know. So I don't know if this is like a reboot they're going to pick up or,
they're going to reprise their role as the Sanderson sisters in Hocus Pocus 2.
Right. But are they going to do like a prequel to, Hocus Pocus?
It will premiere on Disney Plus. That's stupid.
That's just stupid. Greg doesn't like that.
In 2022. In the new film, the three young women accidentally bring the Sanderson sisters back to modern-day Salem.
Wait, so they come back from the dead?
Yeah, three women.
Oh, yeah, see, I don't like
this,
man.
Three women bring the Sanderson sisters back into modern-day Salem. There's a new director. They're going to reprise their role as the Sanderson sisters. So basically, it's a sequel.
It's a modern day women movie, which, don't get me wrong, I love Hocus Pocus. It's my favorite Halloween movie. But at the same time, like, I just hate all this shit, man. Like, they just shove shit down your throat.
But Midler's 75 years old.
See, the only thing that I hate is because, like, the whole story of the first one was, they're only back for this one Halloween night.
Mm-hmm.
They die. There's no spoiler alert here. They die at the end. So, like, really, what are they going to kind of do? Like, how are they going to say, oh, well, the spell, like, right before they died, the book opened and they did another spell. So they can come back in another, what are they going to say, 300 years or so? Maybe even, more? I don't know. It just kind of upsets me because it's just a money grab. It's, when the movie first came out, it wasn't a big success because it came out in July of 93.
Correct.
And then, it became like a cult classic over the years. And I have all the DVDs, like the 25th anniversary, like I have all the like pop figures, like look at all the mystery minis that I have back there. I collect them. Yeah, here Greg's going to grab some for you. Watch on
Midler.
Yeah, dude, that one's awesome.
The Bette Midler.
The Bette Midler. Do you know all the Sanderson sisters' names?
Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler.
Yeah. Well, that's their real names, what I'm talking about, like in the movie.
No.
I know you hate that movie, but anyway. I just wanted to talk about that because would you go see this movie with me?
No, I think it's just on Disney Plus. I think it's just going to stream.
Okay, so we can hang out in the studio.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll watch it. We'll critique it. I think it's going to be probably more terrible.
What do you mean more terrible?
Than the first one.
The first one's fucking awesome. More
It's
terrible.
just like they remade the Ghostbusters, right? With all the women.
Yeah, I mean,
Wasn't there supposed to be another Ghostbusters
Yeah.
where like the kids?
right. I don't know when it comes out because of
Ecto?
yeah, I don't know when it comes out just because of what was all going on. So I don't know.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah, I
That's
don't-
what it is. 2021. It's going to come out in June.
Yeah, I don't know how I
So,
feel.
oh
about it.
shit, okay.
Yeah, I
so
think
a
it was
couple
supposed to
weeks.
come out already, but then like COVID hit, so
Yeah, June.
fucked everything up, just like everything else. June.
Another Spider-Man's coming out. Top Gun. Can't wait for that one, bro.
I know it was supposed to come out last summer. Weren't we supposed to go see it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
July 2nd it's supposed to be.
July 2nd.
And then, speaking of sequel movies, Space Jam 2.
I have no interest.
Why? I think Space Jam was better than Hocus Pocus.
What are you on fucking crack?
Seriously?
You're on fucking crack.
You loved Michael Jordan.
I did love Michael Jordan growing up.
And then, like, the WB, remember, WB 11?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the characters, but I wasn't like it's not a movie. I don't know. I haven't seen it since what? It came out in 90, 95, 96.
Probably.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since then, so I couldn't tell you.
Then a new Venom's coming out, too. But Bill Murray's going to be in the new Ghostbusters Afterlife. And that trailer, if you pull up that trailer, that looks sick. And the kid
Afterlife?
from
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is going to be in there. Dan Aykroyd's going to be in there. Paul Rudd.
It doesn't-
Even Winston. Winston's in there.
I love Winston. It doesn't look terrible, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not. It didn't look that great to me.
I don't know. It looks cool.
It does in a way, but it doesn't. I mean, it has that small town vibe that I really like about movies
Yeah.
and anything else, but I don't know, man. I hate reboots. I hate like
So
Hocus Pocus
what
to-
about like Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street? There was
No.
like a million of them.
no, I don't like. Yeah, but all right. The difference between like Halloween. Halloween came out in 1978,
Yep.
and then number 2 came out in the 80s. So it came out right after. It's not
Well,
like
1 and 2 were good, yeah.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even like the Season of the Witch, number 3 was good. But I'm saying, like Hocus Pocus, this came out in 1993.
Yeah.
This is almost 30 years later.
Well, look at like the series Bad Boys, right?
Yeah,
Remember Bad Boys 2, and
Yeah,
then
it was good,
Bad
man.
Boys for Life.
yeah, and then to me, it's like Hollywood. They can't think of anything else to like
No.
to make, and instead of like almost like I wouldn't say rehash Hocus Pocus, but make a story that's kind of similar
Yeah.
but different and make it like your own instead of saying like, oh yeah, now 30 years later, because everybody loves it. Everybody, like there's a big collection at Spirit Halloween and everybody, buys the mystery minis and the Funko Pops and all this other stuff that people, buy of Hocus Pocus
Yeah.
and the 25th anniversary. So now it's like, all right, let's make a new age, like Hocus Pocus. If it came out like 3 or 4 years after the fact,
Sure.
I'd be like, dude, this is awesome. Like, it would make sense. Now, 30 years later,
Was
when they're
is that
80
kid
years
even
old,
still alive?
that's like, what?
Marshall?
Armory Cats? Yeah, that's his real. Yeah, he's still alive. He's a
Okay.
hairdresser now.
Hairdresser.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, I loved him. And he was great. He's the inspiration kind of for the podcast. Sitting, in the attic
Sitting in the yeah.
and open up the doors,
All right.
mystery.
Question.
Creaking it open. Coming in. Open up the case files.
Who would you rather be?
Who would I rather be?
Marshall Teller
Okay.
or
You don't even know his name from Hocus Pocus.
Benjamin Gates?
Oh, so we're comparing movies now.
Yes.
Dude, we're not even in the segment yet, and we're already deep in conversation on Hocus Pocus. So if I had to be Marshall Teller,
Yep. Or Benjamin Gates.
I to be honest, I think I'd probably be Marshall Teller.
Interesting. Okay.
Just because growing up, man, that's like what I knew. It was like, all right, a kid from Jersey, hunting the paranormal, like the unexplained, all that kind of shit. He's on the computer, like if you're watching on YouTube, you could see like I have all the Erie, Indiana stuff.
A treasure.
Beyond All Treasures. I gotta watch that again.
I love that movie.
I'm kind of pissed too because they were supposed to come out with a third one.
Yeah.
Not too long after. Now again, it's what 15 years later.
Let's see if they're coming out with one. National Treasure 3.
Well, when I was working in Philadelphia, they were scouting.
It's in production.
They were scouting in like film locations, and that was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, so the first one came out in 2004,
Four.
And then 2007. Yep.
Yeah, dude. I know my shit. I know my movies. You know what we have to do? Like a topic one day, maybe closer to Halloween. I think this would be kind of cool. All the famous actors that got their start in movies, most of them got it
In
horror films.
Yeah.
Like Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't know that.
No, I did.
Jim Carrey, what was his first movie?
The Mask.
No, Once Bitten. You ever
Oh,
see
yeah,
that?
that's true. Yeah, it was.
A little hardy.
Was it
horror
1990
comedy.
what? 3?
That one?
Yeah.
No, I think that was in the 80s still.
You think so?
Yeah, you could look it up. Look that up.
Once Bitten.
Yo, Greg, look that up. Once Bitten. Yeah, I think it was.
Of their
85.
Yeah, see, I knew it was in the 80s. Classic 80 movie, bro. That's like, imagine Once Bitten, you know, when you had to go to the theater and you're going to go see Back to the Future or Once Bitten.
Back to the Future.
Yeah, but you know now. Back in the day, you'd be like, oh, dude, this, I would probably be looking at it like, all right, they both look awesome to me. But anyway.
So, National Treasure 3, what's on page 47?
What is on page 47?
Also, there's going to be Bad Boys 4.
I mean, the only thing I don't get, like even the Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, dude, you're fucking 80 years old and you're still the Terminator. Like,
Correct.
just give it up, man. Like, at what point?
Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
Those
man.
were good movies.
They were good at movies. Eddie Murphy's funny as hell.
I mean, the third one came out in 1994. So basically, Jesus.
Jeez.
84 to 94, there was 10-year span between the first and third one. And now there's going to be another one. Jesus.
Yeah, I just, it's almost like saying, all right, think about this. Would you want to see a sequel to The Burbs? Because you actually like that movie a lot. Would you want to see a sequel to that?
No, what are you going to do?
Exactly. So why would I want to see a sequel to Hocus Pocus? What are you going to do? They're dead. Like, how are you going to bring them back? So now, like, and this is what I hate about characters. And I like movies where it's unpredictable. And all right, the main character, like, obviously I enjoy Halloween, and you can never kill the guy, right?
Correct.
You can never kill Michael Myers. And after a while, it does get annoying. It's like, all right, you chop his head off, they spin it, you know, you blow him up, they spin it, he's still alive. Like, it's the same thing. Like, all right, the premise of Hocus Pocus was really simple. You can't bring these witches back after tonight. Boom, they're dead. They die. They turn to dust. And now it's like, all right, we're going to bring it back 30 years later.
Yeah.
It takes away, man. It takes away a little bit of that movie. It's just in my opinion. I didn't think that we were going to talk about it for that long.
Hey, man.
I'm surprised for you. Look, that's a good
Little Hocus Pokes.
little Hocus Pocus action.
Little Hocus Pokey.
But anyway, the real reason we're here, and another one before we start, you know, the main topic of the show, we're going to talk about aliens. And you turned me on to this show with aliens in Alaska.
I did.
But before, I just wanted to mention, head over to our other YouTube channel, The Weird Network. Subscribe.
The Weird Network.
Yeah, because I plan on doing some videos by myself and then with Greg. And then we also plan to do a couple things during the Halloween season called Halloween Docs on that. So it's a brand new YouTube channel. Head over there to subscribe, support us. We got some good videos coming this way. And then me and Greg, we have some good stuff lined up on our own YouTube channel, Nightmare 365.
We do.
Heading to some good places. And I can't wait to check out the 1916 shark attacks here in Jersey for the Hometown Haunts.
Which we did a Weekday Weird.
Yeah, we did.
However long ago.
That was a couple years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Holy crap, it's been that long. Anyway, today, aliens, Alaska, do you believe? I have an article that I want to pull up too, and to show all the unexplained, I guess, instance where it has happened in Alaska. Let me see if I can find it. Boom. I have to come back to it. Craziness. So, what made you start watching this show?
I think it was just on after one of the shows that I normally watch. So,
Yeah.
um,
And you kind of got hooked, and then you told me about it.
yeah.
And then you said, yo, this is a great show. I think you would like it.
Well, yeah.
What are
just
you
'cause
looking
of
up?
UFOs and everything like that. And UFOs have been in the
So do you believe like
the
it's a
news.
different hotspot, in Alaska than anything else?
Well, they call it like the Alaskan Triangle. They do have that up there.
Yeah.
Like that was also like I don't know if that was a show or just an episode of it. I forget, but
Where?
um, the Alaskan Triangle.
Well, there was a lot of interesting things too, like the Alaska. There's also on the Travel Channel, and this show's on the Travel Channel. What is it called?
What this
Alaska Aliens.
one? Aliens in Alaska, I
Oh,
think.
Aliens in Alaska. Yeah, there was an interesting report that I was reading too, not just from the show. It kind of like sparked some interest because I do think this is on the Travel Channel.
Yeah,
and
the Alaskan Triangle.
and there's also the Hauntings of Alaska.
Yes.
That show wasn't that great. I started watching that just because of the aliens in Alaska, and yeah, it wasn't anything spectacular. But there was. I looked it up because I started saying like, all right, is this prevalent? Is it more so than any other state? And the only thing that I actually found that was like stood out to me,
Was the amount of people missing?
yeah, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Since 1988, when they started like keeping, I guess like serious records, over 60,000 people have been reported missing, and then each year, over 2,250 people disappear in Alaska. That's twice the national average that I had when I found that. I was like, dude, that's freaking wild. Not only is that wild, then one of the main reports, one of the things always popped up, and I think you said it was on episode like 1 or 2,
Yeah.
about the 1986 in November
yep.
17th, the Japanese cargo ship. It was the Boeing 747 flight that was flying to, I believe it was Paris. I could pull it up. Let me pull
Yeah, it was just a cargo ship coming from Japan, flying over Alaska, and they had 3 different UFO sightings throughout. If you look at the map, 3 different UFO sightings over Alaska
Yeah.
itself, and they obviously like contacted air traffic controller
Yeah.
and was like, all right, is anything out there? Do you see anything on radar? And same thing that what we talked about a couple episodes back over Arizona, they didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing on radar.
Yeah, this one was interesting too because they said that it would stay in the darkness, these 3 objects.
Correct.
Let me pull, like, I have it up on the screen. And they said, because I guess the sun was coming up, or like in Alaska, the sun never sets. What do they call it?
Yeah, I mean, so
The midnight sun?
yeah, so in summertime there's
Have
I
you
think
ever been to Alaska?
No.
You
There's
never-
22
you never
hours
flown in
of
there?
sunlight.
Yeah.
And then in the wintertime, it's like 22 hours of darkness. So, because you're so far up on the planet that you're tilted away you're tilted away in the summer and you're tilted towards the sun. And
So it's flat Earth.
it's not flat Earth.
It's definitely flat Earth up
The
there.
sun never, sets or rises, basically.
Yeah, from the incident too, the way that they describe these objects, I've never seen them described like this before.
It said they were escorted by the objects almost.
Yeah, not that, like just the amount of lights and the way that they looked.
Yeah.
It almost looks like one of those light stands that you get, like same thing like we have in the studio, like these light stands. I don't know, like the way that they described it too, it's just weird. I always wonder why. I guess it always comes back to that point, which Bob Lazar said they're like, what, 9, 10 different crafts?
Correct. Yep.
It always fascinates me, like how many people or aliens or whatever is visiting our planet. Like that's just one thing that just boggles my mind. It's like, all right, well, I could see like one species having technology to come down here and visit us, but to have all these different species, I guess you could say, or objects, or maybe they are flying just different kind of craft.
But like that,
one of the things too I really wanted to talk about too, what I found interesting and also a plausible theory is
the military bases.
well, There's 9. I don't know if there's any more. There's 9 military bases in Alaska, right? And I'll link that in the show notes too.
Which is, I mean, strategic just because of the fact of how close it is to Russia,
Which I get,
and the Pacific Ocean and the Western Hemisphere. So,
but that's not my point. My point being with I guess you could say, the bases, right? Like why are they always seen by military bases?
well, it's like, why are they always seen around like nuclear facilities too?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's the thing. Like, why is that? And this is where I came up with a theory, and I also heard this theory come out a couple times.
Yep.
Is what if this is just a ploy by the government to kind of discredit, or not discredit, almost like interfere with military operations for other countries?
So that's an interesting thought you bring up. 'Cause
Well, yeah,
just a couple hours ago, 4 hours ago actually, the USA Today published an article, and the title is this: "We can't ignore this. UFO sightings spark concern for more than just conspiracy theorists." There was a guy in 2019, Daniel Dresner, who wrote an article about UFOs, and he said he was worried that both as a professor and a international politician and columnist, his credibility would tank.
Yeah.
But more and more evidence has been mounting, and video evidence that's showing that UFOs could be real. And even former President Barack Obama came out and it said there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't even explain how they move or their trajectory.
Yeah, the thing I don't get.
But here's one thing too. And the guy that I listen to a lot, Dan Bongino, had on his show. Did you listen to that episode that I sent you about the UFO?
Yeah, it was good.
It was like 5 minutes, or 10 minutes long.
Well, when they actually talked about the UFO, yeah.
Yeah, when they talked about the UFOs. And he was saying, which is
I think that's where
smart.
where I started thinking about the theory.
Well, yeah, like what if we could almost not like cloak, but like manifest like bombers going over to China or Russia, and then turn that off because all their military is going over there, and then we like go around like a sneak attack almost. So if we developed a technology for radar, either have them showing up or like stealth radar. So if you do the opposite,
Yeah.
could we actually do that? However, some of these objects, the way they move, that are caught on camera, or they're caught from like, military, aircraft, they don't move, and they don't show any signs of what actual technology we do have.
Well, yeah, and that was like the whole premise is like, what if they're not really UFOs? They're just government, like, I wouldn't say like they're machines, and I wouldn't even say like they're flying objects. Maybe they're just like drones that could, make it look like it's some type of UFO. And then these people are panicked and they're attacking the UFO.
Sure.
And then you keep throwing this information out, and it's really not a UFO. And like you come back to your point where you're saying, yeah, it's like a sneak attack. And then all of a sudden, like now our military's there, and they're like, shit, but we've been chasing this UFO that doesn't even exist. Or even if it does exist, it's some type of drone technology. But then that doesn't equate everything previously before that, like.
Well, I mean, they always say government technology is 20 to 30 years ahead.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain like stuff that happens in Roswell in 1947, or that doesn't explain, in like the 1880s of people citing UFOs or flying objects.
Well, like we talked about, like the one time about, the cave drawings.
Yeah.
Like if we believe that they saw like a deer or a bear.
Oh yeah,
how come we can't
they put
believe
it down
that they see a UFO?
Well, that's the same thing too, where if
like even that one famous like depiction of like Jesus, it's like a UFO.
Yeah, they have it in the Last Supper. You see it in the background.
So how come we can't believe that?
Well, even in the Bible does write about other. It almost mentions like UFOs, but it doesn't go into detail. Not even like UFOs, but it mentions other worlds or
Yeah.
other beings. And it's like, all right, well, you don't elaborate on that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I mean, there is a lot of stuff in history where we could look at where it doesn't make sense, because then also like the 1950s,
yeah.
you know, when the whole incident happened over Washington, D.C., you know, why would they try to fake that?
They wouldn't. I
You
don't
know,
think.
like what would be the purpose of, all right, well, we want to fuck with Russia, you know, China and a couple other
China.
places, but like, why can't we, or why are we doing it to the American people? Is it just to dupe everybody further, you know? But then why were they firing on an object that was over DC in the 50s?
Yeah, I don't get that.
You know, so that's where you have to think about, all right, I think there is real cases, but then also it is very plausible to think that we are fucking with other countries to say, look, there is UFOs out there. Here's some evidence, and this is some of the stuff that we found, and then nothing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
There is another article that I want to pull up. Let me see if I can.
Well, like getting back to like in Alaska, so they do have like everyone's heard of the Bermuda Triangle, but most people don't know about the Alaska Triangle,
No.
which goes from Juneau to Anchorage to like Barrows, Alaska.
Yeah, but do you think that is there something to do with people and UFO sightings that live next to military bases? Because I feel like majority of stuff always happens next to military bases. And there's a list, which I definitely want to
Well, I
share.
think-
I can't read them all on this list.
Not only because I think they have like more people out and like guarding and like standing post or like watching,
Yeah.
you know, looking out for things, but they keep records of everything. So that's, I think, how that most of the things get out.
Yeah, but most
Like-
people, like when they have sightings, like even the show Aliens in Alaska, they talk to people, and most people live next to military bases or airstrips.
Well, I
And
think that's
is that
just-
like a convenience thing, or is it like aliens really visiting,
I
or
think
are we
it's-
really working on technology, you know,
Well, in
that
one
is
of
out of
the-
this world?
One of the UFO shows or whatever they were doing,
Yeah.
they talked about that they saw an object over a nuclear facility, and as soon as that nuclear facility they saw that object, all the buttons started to go off. You know, do you remember that story?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stories. Like, even look up the thing that I just sent you from the National UFO Reporting Center, state reported index from
Yeah.
Alaska. You even have something. The last report I think was
Blue light
from
in the
March.
sky.
Yeah, blue light.
Circular pattern of lights. Large craft with several circular lights around it.
Give them more information. They have the way it's broke down is from date. So they give you a date, and this goes all the way back, I think, until the 40s. Is that correct? Like if you look at the list in the beginning, and it says the state, or it shows you the city, state, and then
1943.
yeah, 1943, and then the shape. So they have different shapes: unknown, circle, light, you know, duration, and then you have the duration of time. It could be 2 minutes, whole life, whatever, and then a little summary report.
1943, the first one, right?
Yeah, read that one.
This guy said around 2:00 in the morning, I went outside on my front porch and saw about 50 rectangular shaped flying objects flying together in a pattern. Yo.
That's pretty crazy, right?
50.
50 flying in a pattern. Yeah, there's just a lot of good ones here too. Went for a walk with my dog and the UFO was not far away. That was unknown. It was a triangle that was reported in, when was that reported? I don't even.
This was a good one.
2020. So that was not too long ago.
1988. Flash of light
Yeah,
and I lost time. You always hear that too, a loss of time.
you do. You hear that a lot. Loss of time. You hear that there's something that's residual. Like the episode that I really like on Aliens in Alaska was episode 5. Episode 5, where they interviewed this guy named George. He was out hunting at night, right?
Yeah.
And he lives by himself in the cabin, like in the middle of nowhere. I couldn't even fathom this. Like when they showed him where like he lives. I don't know. He could live
like the homestead people, or like Life Below Zero.
yeah, he could live like 2 miles from, you know, the city, but I don't know the way that they depicted on the show. He lives in the middle of nowhere, and he said he was out hunting late at night by himself, and he saw this object. Do you remember this episode?
Yes.
Where he said he saw this object, and then there was light, and then it felt like something pricked him in the leg,
Correct, yeah.
and then He goes, there was a little bit of blood, like whatever, I don't know. Like he was walking and running, through the woods, and he got back to his house, and he just remembers the whole house was engulfed in this white light, and then he passes out. And he doesn't mention like anything like time disappeared or anything, but he said he just passes out and then he wakes up like the next day, and then he believes that he had something in his leg.
Yeah.
And then for 22 years he was just living with this in his leg, and he said he was always worried about coming forward, because I don't know, I guess ridicule and other people
Crazy
making
guy
fun
living
of
in the woods.
Yeah, so finally when he went to the doctor, and again this could all be staged, I don't know, but it seemed so believable, because when the doctor came in and then he was using this radio frequency and he was going around the body in the room and he was showing the different, and it was pretty much at a constant 4. It fluctuated between like 2 and 4 when you could actually see it when the camera crew was showing it.
Sure.
But then when he got to the one point on the leg, it was like 17, like decibels. It was like, all right, it was just at 4. Everything was constant all around his body, all around the room. It was 4. And then all of a sudden he got to the point where it was in his leg and it was 17. Then they did some x-rays and they found this little metal object, like 3 millimeters, like, big. And then they took it out and you actually see it. And then it's crazy because then they did like the same thing with the radio waves and they went back and it was just like normal, like this other like 4, like that was the highest reading, and they couldn't explain it. And like the doctor was just like baffled. He's like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I don't know what to say.
The Project Blue Book episode, they had basically something very, very similar.
Yeah.
Like the guy got, injected with something.
Yeah, but how do you explain? Like, see, this is the thing that
I don't know how they explain that now.
Well, this is what I try to explain.
But I would love for them to do some testing on that little thing.
Well, that's where I wanted the show to go too. Like, all right, let's send this out for analysis. Like maybe this guy can't pay for it, but as a production company, now I want to fucking know.
Well, yeah.
And at the same time, not only do I want to know, I think our audience may want to know.
Correct. But they don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I hate about these shows. It's like they tell you the story. It's an awesome story, but then they don't go that one step further. Yeah,
well, it's like what all those shows do. Like
I know they hook you and shit, and I really like
Joe
watching.
Rogan talks about it. He was like,
"Fuck Joe."
He goes,
Rogan.
I know, but I'm just saying, like he talked about it one day on his podcast that he was saying on the TV show. He's like, I don't want to talk to that guy. I want to talk to that guy, but they wouldn't let him.
No, yeah, Joe Rogan Questions Everything TV show. I did enjoy that, and I did watch it, but
same with like that Jesse Ventura show.
Oh yeah, I do want to watch it. We have it on DVD.
I read all of his books basically.
Yeah, you really like that guy.
I did like that guy. I don't know where he went.
I mean, they probably killed him. Who knows?
But he was saying back when he won like the governorship of Minnesota.
Yeah.
The CIA came and was like, "How did you pull this off?"
And what did he say? People love me.
Yeah, basically, like we started like a grassroots campaign, because he didn't spend any money.
Yeah.
And
it is absolutely fantastic.
That that he won because of his popularity, not because of anything else.
Was it you who shared with me or somebody else? Something was on, one of the social media platforms, and they shared where he was talking to that woman who is either a doctor or a biologist.
Yeah.
And she said like there's going to be there's going to be a pandemic coming. This was in 2009.
Correct.
And I meant to go back because we have the DVD. I think you bought the DVDs and you just left them at Mom's house. And now I have them here in the studio.
Yep.
And I wanted to watch that episode over and see like what she fully says.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is the thing too. Like, you could run around and say all the information. You can kind of like probably throw out predictions.
Sure.
Like we could throw out predictions right now and say like this shit's gonna be here forever. Like this disease, this COVID is not going anywhere. They're gonna keep using this as much as they can.
Yeah.
To the fullest extent, right?
They're trying to, but like people are now finally pushing back. Thank God.
Yeah, but we were like, even me, like I had no foresight, and I was still like some type of a sheep too. So like I think when you listen to like somebody like this lady, when Jesse Ventura interviews her, it's like, all right, this lady's a kook. But then like years later, I mean, it was 11 years later, but you realize, all right, maybe there is something to this story. Same thing with these, like all these sightings.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you can discount a lot of these things.
I'm sure you can.
How many people were drunk? How many people are on drugs? How many people just want to have their story told? How many people just want to make shit up? But then at the same time, I look at it like, all right, there's believable.
Sure.
Then there's also like deception from the government. because I do think they have programs out there that they deceived not only the American people, but also their enemies to say like, yeah, there is UFOs. Watch out. Because why all of a sudden too is the news now all of a sudden like have a hard on for UFOs?
Yeah, I don't get that. I really don't.
Like-
I think that's like maybe the next pandemic then.
Yeah, that's what I
You
find
know,
very
like
wild.
they have to, because they figured out a way to monetize a like pandemic. They really did.
No,
So
well,
like
the government uses stuff very well, like 9/11. They use it very well to,
Yeah.
you know, to whatever agenda they have.
correct. So I think maybe UFOs could be the next thing. Like we have to spend X amount of dollars to protect ourselves from UFOs. They've been here since the 40s, the 50s, you know, whenever.
Yeah, but now see, is that a ploy? Like when I start thinking about it now, is that a ploy for the government to say like, all right, we're going to get more money for this. We're going to get more money for our space program. We're going to get more for our space defense.
Correct.
We're going to get more money to now,
Spy on people.
right, spy on other countries, spy on people.
Yep.
And then also like it's disinformation to kind of keep putting out there like, yeah, aliens do exist, fuckers.
Maybe.
And they know in fact that they don't. They're just working on technology that they are so far advanced with that they could just be messing with us and messing with other countries. Or do they know aliens exist?
Mm-hmm.
And do they know like aliens are like, dude, we're fed up with you. We're gonna just, you know, we're coming out. We're gonna start doing this if you don't get your act together. I mean, there's so many different avenues you can go down.
There is, yeah.
I mean, you
it
sound
depends on
like
what you want to believe.
right. You sound like a conspiracy theorist when you start talking about some of this stuff.
I mean, you definitely do, yeah.
But then at the same time, like, are there? I do believe that there is other beings.
There has to
you
be.
know, like
it's
and
a mathematical certainty.
right. And are they here? I don't know. Like, why? First of all, I don't think like if there was a species, why they would give a fuck about the government. Like, dude, I could like press this button and you'd be done right now. Like, I don't care what, you know, like your politics are. I don't care who you are.
Unless it's like they're so advanced that they...
Or unless they're trying to control everything.
Correct.
And then that's just even scarier. Then
Or
we
it's
have
just
no
a
say.
game to them.
I mean, it could be. Or it could be us in the future trying to, you know, steer us in a direction that they want us to go.
I don't know.
But then how do you... And then, see, this is
Well,
what
then if there's time travel, because then you have to believe that, because then it's like us in the future, so we come back, so our world doesn't end up like, you know, Back to the Future 2, Biff Tannen.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing too. Like, is it something that, you know, see, I don't know. Like, it's just, it's hard to fathom, and then it's hard to explain. And then if we do realize there is all these different aliens or crafts, so
Sure.
say there's like, what did Bob Lazar say? There was 8 or 9.
Yeah, different, species of crafts.
Is it just like a different, you know, like there's Toyota, there's Ford, there's Chevy, and it's one species, or is it 9 different species coming here? And then at that point, it's like, all right, which species is in contact with which government? Which species is...
So you think they're trying to play other countries off of each other? I don't know about that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we
That's
don't
a big
know.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there could be so many different possibilities. How do we know which one is right? And like, why don't we keep a more open mind to say, all right, there is something out there. We don't know what it is. And then why is the, you know, media now all of a sudden talking about this? Like, it really is nonstop. And we're
I
really,
don't know.
we're 2 days away from coming into June, which they, with the first COVID relief bill, they planned on releasing information
Yeah, we'll see about
on
that.
UFOs. Do you think that actually is going to come to fruition?
I don't know.
I don't think it will. I mean, what are they going to say? Yeah, aliens are real. Like, who's actually going to come out and say it? Is it going to be somebody from the Pentagon? Is it going to be, you know, the president himself? Is it going to be something totally different and just say, here's aliens?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Are they going to send more people into a panic? See, this is what I don't get about all this stuff. Like, what's the point? Where's the money going? I guess you just have to follow the money.
You definitely do.
But then, like, most people don't, because 2 COVID relief bills and people still haven't followed the, you know,
Correct.
the money. I don't know. This one's just weird.
The only one, like, I'm trying to play a video.
Greg plays a video. should just
like a series of UFO events off of San Diego in 2019. Looks like it's just a radar footage.
Yeah, but that's like the thing that the media shares, and then also other people do share a lot, is this one footage that keeps getting regurgitated.
I think it just keeps getting regurgitated.
That's what I'm saying. It does.
So
I don't know. Do you think Alaska is like a hotbed for activity just because it is in the middle of nowhere? Maybe they really have like a secret base under there. You know, aliens, like what I'm talking about is aliens. I don't know. Maybe it is military too because they are far away. Or do you think it's something totally different?
I think it's
I think it's
just because of the fact that the vast wilderness up there and more people are outside, more people are like outdoorsmen and outdoor ladies, that they're just outside more, so they see more. Like how much of your day you spend inside, and I think they're more outside, so I think that's why.
I mean, yes and no. It's just weird to me that we have that many sightings. I'm going to link this up in the show notes for sure, but I just think it's kind of crazy. I just like this one too. Ski. I saw a black cigar object with red flames behind it. Was it on fire? I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird that we live in this time of misinformation, so much information, and still we don't know.
What's the
You're just looking up too much stuff. You get distracted too easy.
No, I'm trying to find. There was a good quote by a U.S. astronaut. And he was saying like he saw aliens outside the space station.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of reports like that. Even like this incident from 1986 in Alaska, where these Japanese crew members of this cargo ship did see 3 objects. Like, and these are pilots too that have experience flying over 10,000 hours. I believe I read one of the captains, his hours experience was. And it's like, do you think he's credible or not? Like, he would know what different aircrafts was. He would know what is flying and what he sees regularly, whether it's military or just commercial.
Yeah.
And then to discount that, like you always say too, like when you have any type of law enforcement or military, you kind of believe their stories when they say they saw something.
Yeah, you
more so
definitely
than regular civilians, I guess you could say. But then you had this whole report. I wish it gave you the exact amount of reports. Let me see if I can see it at the top. Yeah, it doesn't say. Just for the details on this page that I'm, looking at. And the last report was from March of 2021. I wonder how much they updated. I'm gonna have to follow this page to see how. I want to look in New Jersey now too, see how much they actually report on New Jersey cases. Can you look at that sheet that I sent you?
Yeah.
That sheet where it was in Alaska. See what New Jersey. See how many what are the last sightings was. I wonder if they updated it too in March, and I guess that they're a month or 2 behind.
I would assume so.
I don't know. It's fascinating. It is fascinating alien stuff. One of the last things I want to talk to you, and I want to read this book over again or look through it, and I think we should do a video on this because there's some in our house. I'll put it up to the camera so they could see. It's about Bigfoot, dude. I should have got a screen share or a picture of it. It's Bigfoot in the New Jersey burbs. Where to find Bigfoot in our great, not completely paved over yet state, from William Tyler. This was the book.
Here we go.
All right. We'll come back to the Bigfoot one. Oh, this
December
is from New Jersey?
29th, 2020.
This is from Jersey?
In Eatontown. Small reflective orb flying over Monmouth County,
Shit, where in Eatontown?
New Jersey, followed by several military jets.
Shut the hell up, really?
That's what it says. Christmas in Secaucus. Watched a small bright light travel southwest of Manhattan. It was solid light for about 2 minutes.
There's definitely some neat things in here.
Let's
That-
see,
And then the last one was from, you said 2020?
well, it's just in 2020. It hasn't updated yet.
All right.
Let's see if anyone. Oh, Long Branch. Big triangular haze moving north.
See, I really want to see some of this shit. Like, when is this happening? Who is this happening to?
So Howell,
Howell, New Jersey.
October 10th, 8:35 p.m. Light green fireball-like object traveling downward. That just could be a meteor. Shrewsbury, October 3rd, 3:50 p.m. Further west from us, directly about 12 o'clock, a very shiny reflective mirror or chrome-colored object hovering in the sky.
Do you think, dude, most of these have like videos or anything attached to it, or is it
No,
just
it's
like
just
the
reports.
descriptions?
Yeah, it's just
I wish we could make like a database or whatever that we could like compile these stories.
over 140 last year alone.
Dude, if anybody has stories for us, please share with us. Give me a video. Give me like the same thing. I want to keep a compilation. Maybe I'll try to do something with our website where we could put like a summary of it.
Here you go.
Like a duration.
July 4th.
July 4th. Fireworks.
9:39 p.m. Old Bridge. Two glowing orange lights, one in front of the other. Then a third object appeared to make a triangle.
Could it be fireworks?
I mean, I'm sure it could be. Hazlitt, New Jersey, June 28th. I was taking phone videos of a storm in my area when 21 seconds into the video, a round red object went north to south. Why don't you post that?
Well, maybe they do. Maybe this is just a way for the index that they... Maybe it's somebody in this index that keeps this together.
Here you go. Seabright, June 27th, 7:30 p.m. A fish egg-shaped object was translucent and then disappeared into the ocean.
Yeah, maybe it's somebody that collects information online and just puts it in this index on this report. It's nuforc.org.
Yep.
And then it has just like web reports, the index of different states. I have to look up this website even more.
Huh.
That's what, see, this is, I want more. See, I want videos, I want pictures. I know you're not always going to get pictures and videos, but at the same time, I feel like you can.
I wonder if you set up, or if somebody has, one of those, not a time-lapse camera, but just shoots the sky and just sees if anything's there.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like...
You have to review all that shit.
Well, yeah, not only that, too, but are you gonna still believe that? Like, again, seeing for yourself is really believing. Like, you could talk about all these stories, and again, we could watch all these episodes of Aliens.
Bigfoot in New Jersey.
Say now you're making fun of it. You should. I should give you some homework. You should take that book home with you.
Homework.
Yeah, take some
We're
homework.
doing homework.
Would you want to go? So some of these actually have some good sightings. Some of them are very old here, and the font in this sucks. This book, but it has some good information.
This was from the Middletown Public Library.
No, it's not. I bought this years ago.
At the Middletown Public Library.
Yeah, when was this published? 2012, copyright. So almost 10 years ago now. But they have some good sightings, not just in our area, South Jersey, North Jersey. There's a lot in North Jersey, but there is some like right around us. Would you want to go one time? And there's a whole thing. Look, the turnpike right by us in Middlesex County. I guess that's
Probably
what they
guy
call
in a
it.
bear suit.
Could be.
Hey, bear fucker. Super Troopers.
I don't remember that part.
Great part. Great part.
Yeah, so Bigfoot. Look at that right here. Huber and Hartshorn Woods.
I could see that.
There's been reports.
I don't think it's fucking Bigfoot in Hartshorn Woods.
I mean, it's not that big of an area.
No.
Yeah, Hartshorn, a county park in Locust section of Middletown and stretches about where the Twin Lights are located on the Oceanic Bridge a few miles to the Navasink River. Blah,
No
blah.
way there's fucking Bigfoot there.
What does it say? Together, the two parks comprise of 905 acres. Much of the surrounding property is also wooded, and the number of gentlemen right? Type farms dot the landscape. The first 2 sightings occurred in March of 2006 in the middle of the week on the mountain bike trails on the southern section of Hartshorn Woods. Witness reports seeing a tall, dark figure running very quickly through the trees, possibly stalking a herd of deer, which it eventually spooked. Yeah,
I don't-
2006, man.
I don't think that's real.
The second sighting was on Huber Woods on Brown Dock Road in October 2008. It was recorded in the pages of Weird New Jersey, issue number 36, and the witness used her real name. Using one of her, blah, 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 Brown Dock. The witness, who had at the time was driving down Brown Dock Road with her daughters, described Bigfoot-like creature crossing this little used dirt road during the day, then disappeared into the woods. What do you make of that?
I think it's bullshit. It's probably a bear.
Come on. A bear? You've seen bears in this area.
No, but I'm just saying 2006. Like, I don't think that's happening in Hartshorn Woods. I just said.
Yeah, because the only thing I find fascinating, where would it go?
Yeah.
Like, because it's very densely populated in that area.
Yeah. Was it going to swim?
That's the only thing. Like, is it following the Navesink River somewhere?
To where?
It could just keep going along the banks. I don't know.
I guess.
Is there tunnels? Maybe they're living in the caves.
There's no fucking tunnels up there.
What are you talking about? There's no tunnels. Yo, Bigfoot Anonymous says he's enjoying the morning show. Reminds me of a couple years ago hiking the Garden of Eden today. All right. I like it. Yo, share some stories. We got to get him on and talk about Bigfoot. And maybe talk about Bigfoot in New Jersey. I definitely want to go camping and make a Hometown Haunts video. Maybe we don't even have to go camping. We can go into some of these popular sites that people saw Bigfoot. Maybe not in Hartshorn, but maybe go down further into the Pine Barrens.
Hartshorn, Alair State Park. I could see it being there.
I mean, there is more possibility. You can follow the track on like 195 in just complete woods.
Correct.
So yeah, that does make more sense.
Yeah.
But again, like this book is just a compilation of sightings. Like there's one in Clinton Road. Clinton Road's a spooky road as it is.
Again, people are making up shit.
Bigfoot and aliens. Yeah, but do you think
I
these
think
people...
90% of the people make up shit. Yes.
All right, so 90%. So how do you equate for the other 10?
Either, I would say, out of those 10%, probably 8% see actually something, but it's not Bigfoot.
All right, here we go. Here in the Wharton section of New Jersey. And this is right in Wharton State Park. I think this is a good place to go because not only does this have ties to Bigfoot.
Yep.
How many sightings there was? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Bigfoot.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 sightings in this book that were right there. Sorry, I had to count the Bigfoot peeps. But this is how many acres? This is almost 200,000 acres in total.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
by the state forest.
Yeah.
And this is because we were right by there. You know what's right by that state forest? The Jersey Blue Hole. We weren't far off.
The Blue Hole.
We actually passed this state park. And it has ties to New Jersey Devil.
I could see.
So maybe we could do a video of Bigfoot and the Jersey Devil in the combination. And look out for UFOs because we're talking about on the same day.
What if Bigfoot is just a UFO?
Maybe that will... I feel like they were going that way in... Where were they going? In Aliens in Alaska, I feel like a couple episodes were going that way, but they never elaborated on that. They were like, they're otherworldly. Because there was connections to Bigfoot and aliens. But that's kind of weird to think about like a creature that looks like Bigfoot that has technology that they can get in an airplane and fly away.
That would be funny.
But I guess...
I don't know, but that show...
Are we any different?
The Bigfoot show, right? It says they live in caves.
Yeah. See, even Bigfoot Anonymous says Bigfoot make it into residential neighborhoods. They do what they want in the dark. Tons of caves below our feet.
There actually is.
See?
Well, didn't the Missing 411 do that too?
Yeah.
Or the Bigfoot sighting? I forget which one it did.
Well, even the show that you really loved, the Bigfoot Expedition.
Yeah.
They talked about like one of the last episodes, and I remember texting you.
You're like, I knew it. They lived in caves.
See?
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking told you.
Is that the way I sounded on the text? But yeah, I did say
They
that.
fucking live in the fucking caves. I fucking told you.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It is possible. Do I know of any caves around here? No. But I mean, we do live in some very densely populated area. but also we do live, like you said, Alair's right by us. Wharton State Forest is right by us.
Yeah.
And which is tons and tons of
Goddamn
acres.
Pine Barrens.
Well, we are technically where the studio is, the beginning of the Pine
The
Barrens.
goddamn Pine Barrens.
Hell yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Bigfoot Anonymous says again, he commented
Sewer
saying
system like the Ninja Turtles.
the ley lines. That's probably all it is. I think the guy mentions this. I don't know if you ever read this book. Well, I'm talking to our boy Bigfoot Anonymous. He's have you ever read Bigfoot in New Jersey Burbs? I'm going to link this one in the show notes too. I think it's a fascinating book. It talks about all the sightings of Bigfoot in New Jersey. I think there was one, like, I guess technically that's part of Middletown. But also, yeah, I'm just going to link this up. There's 3 sightings in there. All right, here we go. Fort Mama, Shrewsbury River area.
Okay.
Kind of right by you. There's been 3 sightings. Yeah, I'm going to definitely link up the Bigfoot book. I think that's also a fascinating topic that we could talk about, just Bigfoot in New Jersey, which I don't think you're buying it totally.
No, you should have Bigfoot Anonymous on that episode.
All right, we're going to have our boy on the show where we talk about Bigfoot, and we're going to talk about, all the different ley lines.
Squatching live.
Squatch.
He has nothing to gain from this. It just has nothing to gain from this.
Except season 2 is coming out next month, so stay
Fucking
tuned.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I say we have him on. It would be kind of cool, instead of just doing live shows from the studio, to almost do like a live show from the woods.
The Myers house.
I don't know how we do that.
We just have to tether it to my phone.
We just have to use our phone and just kind of like walk
Yeah.
around, and then we could do that. I think that'd be kind of cool. That would be different.
Bigfoot.
Do you think anybody would actually listen to that later on as like a regular show?
Yeah, why not?
Us just walking into the fucking woods?
Yeah, as long as you talk's fine. We have the road mics.
Yeah, we do. So we could possibly pull that off. We could do some shorts, do some short stories, do some other stuff. Bigfoot, aliens. Today was a fun conversation. Aliens in
Hocus
Alaska.
Pocus?
And then Bigfoot. Talk about Hocus Pocus. Yeah, see, I don't...
X-Files is coming back too.
No, I hate it. To
X-Files.
me, X-Files ended it in season 9.
Why?
Because season 10 and 11 that they redid later on,
Yeah.
I did watch them.
Yeah.
I did enjoy some of them. I think 10 was worse. 11 got better because they got back to the old formula.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't like it.
What about the movies?
Well, the first movie was fantastic. The second movie, I wish they tied in, because the first movie they tied in between the seasons, and it was like awesome. Like you finish the season. I always felt like awesome shows, like Stranger Things, should end in like a movie. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that would be good.
So like in between the season of X-Files, they made the movie, and it like picked off that season and then right into the next season. It was fucking awesome. And I thought the second movie was going to be very similar to that, but it wasn't. It was just like an episode, which was good, but it wasn't as good as the first one because it tied so well into it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I wish more TV shows do it. Like it would just be, I feel like it's feasible for them because just like Hocus Pocus, they just want money, right? That's all they want. They're rebooting this just to make money.
Yeah.
Like at this point, obviously you probably have a really, like Bette Midler really loves Hocus Pocus and like what it was, what it brought her, what it stood for. But at the same time, like, let's be realistic. It's about money. So why can't they just say like, you know what? Let's make a movie at the end.
Stranger Things is not probably getting released until 2022, it says.
I know. I'm very sad about that. I was always looking forward to writing a year, right in a row.
I know. I do like that.
But now you got to wait. I don't know. Have any final thoughts before we wrap this up, G? On Bigfoot, aliens? Does our boy have any final thoughts? Bigfoot Anonymous, maybe next show. Maybe next live show we can get him on. What are your thoughts? Maybe do another Sunday morning conversation?
Sunday
I know he's in a different time zone, so at least I think he is. No, he isn't.
No, he's hiking right now.
He is hiking right now. He's our boy.
Hiking it up.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Bigfoot. Greg's going to take this book home and read it for tonight.
You?
Greg doesn't like to do that.
Bigfoot, New Jersey.
Where do you get most of your information?
I do read a lot of books.
What would you say, like to me, most of my watch time is on YouTube and Amazon.
Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube.
So YouTube is a big...
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of Amazon.
Big platform for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Amazon is starting to go by the wayside for me.
Yeah.
I hate
He
that.
just bought MGM, that fucking guy.
I mean, I like it, but they also seem to be gotten rid of 2-day shipping. It seems like very upset about that because it took about like 2 weeks to get this chair.
Really?
Yeah, it took a while, so I don't know. Ooh, Animal Planet did it. Greg M.
Yeah, did an animal.
Is that Greg and Matt?
No. Did an episode about 7 years ago in Stoke State Forest and High Point with some results. Interesting. I'll have to check that out.
Wait, is that he said the Animal Planet did it? Is that
Yeah.
Finding Bigfoot? Because I know they were in South Jersey, right by the blueberry bogs.
Yeah, I remember.
South?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
And they talked to some guy because that's pretty close to. It's not like close, but it's pretty close to Wharton State Forest. See, I like stuff like that, even though I don't like the show particular, like Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I liked when they went to New Jersey and you could see like them film and how they filmed it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have to ask Greg on the chat
prophecies.
if that was Finding Bigfoot. I'll ask him. Greg, was that Finding Bigfoot? Yeah. See, we gotta film one of those. Yo, see, Bigfoot Anonymous. He said it in the chat. I'm off Sunday mornings, Central Time Zone.
15 minutes. That's funny, kind of funny to me. If you live right on the time zone, imagine you we're like an hour behind, and then like you drove like 5 minutes to the other side. Imagine your doctor. You'd be like, oh shit, like what the fuck? I thought it was.
But you would have to ask him. Maybe you could ask him when he comes on the show.
Like, I thought it was 1, but now I come over here, it's 12, so I'm an hour early.
All right, I'll talk to him after the show. Maybe we could do it. One of the Sundays coming up. We'll have
so then you could drive 15 minutes and we'll be on the show early.
So what if you worked on one of the time zones?
Yeah.
Like how cool would that? I mean, it's the same.
You would lose. You would
So if you worked where it's like 9:00,
in the morning. Then you went over.
but I live somewhere where it's 8:00, you'd
Yeah.
be getting up earlier,
Correct.
which would kind of suck.
That does suck.
But then when you get home, you're like, oh, I still have an hour. But
I
then
wonder if like
technically you
half
don't.
of the street is like on one
That's
time
stupid.
zone, half the streets on the other.
That is stupid. I hate when towns do that.
I'm just saying.
And it's like, all right, I'm on the same block as you, but I'm in this town, you're in the other town.
Correct.
It's like, just don't make it like the highway. Divide it by like the highways.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I understand that they can't do that. Yeah, it messes me up. See?
Yeah, that would fuck me up too, man.
You're right there. You're 15 minutes past the time zone. It's like, oh, my friend lives 15 minutes away, but he's like 3 hours ahead of me.
Yeah, that would suck.
It would suck. But it's still the same time though. Like it does suck. You're at work for 8 hours and it's like, damn.
Do you know who invented that? Benjamin
Who?
Franklin.
No,
Daylight savings time.
he suggested it.
He suggested daylight savings time.
It's not like he invented it.
See, yeah, I would always
is-
have to ask if it's Eastern or Central. That would suck, man. Imagine
Yeah.
you go like, oh, it's 8:00. I'm going back home. Now it's fucking 9. You just wasted an hour of your day.
Maybe that's why he's into Bigfoot. He gets fucked up with the time zones.
That would fucking suck.
That would suck. It's a bridge over the river. Trippy messes my phone up for days.
Yeah, your phone doesn't know where the fuck it is.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even think about that because it just automatically syncs when it gets over there.
Yeah, but it probably has to get so far into the other time zone that it syncs up.
We're living in the fucking Matrix.
That he is living in the Matrix.
Yeah, you're
maybe
li-
he's not even real. Maybe he's in 2027. He doesn't even know.
This would be an interesting conversation. We have to start it off with that. Then we have to start off by saying, "Yo, are you living in different time zones?"
Yeah, Sasquatch and
Yeah, South Jersey. Greg
Squatch.
comments it. Looks like they did a South Jersey Sasquatch and a separate episode of Jersey episode. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up if it was Finding Bigfoot.
I would be more inclined to believe Bigfoot's in Northwest Jersey than in the Pine Barrens.
Why?
Because if you ever drove up in Northwest Jersey, it's like people think of New Jersey, they think of like Newark and like the Turnpike. But if you go up in Northwest Jersey, there's fucking woods. It's just woods.
No, I did. I always wanted to go up to the filming locations for the original Friday the 13th.
We should do that.
It's a cool, like nothing's changed up there
Camp
either.
Crystal Lake.
Nothing's changed.
We'll bring your kayak. We can go in the lake.
I mean,
We can recreate the scene where I come
they're
out of the water.
they're gonna. That would be fucking hysterical. I mean, it is a camp now.
Do
Like,
not
it's a
diddle
boy-
kids.
it's a
Do
Boy
not
Scout.
diddle kids.
Don't diddle those kids.
We got to come up with a song. I don't diddle kids. No one younger than my daughter.
Just keep running. Yo, there's the cops. Oh man. Yeah, I wanted to go. They had the thing a couple years ago for the Halloween special.
11:34
What?
a.m. He said, "What time is it?"
Yeah, it's 11:35 and 3 seconds. What time is it? Is
Well,
he screwed up?
Now he is 10:35.
Oh shit, he's living in the Matrix.
He is in the Matrix.
Yo, what do you call it? Yeah, they had a thing at Camp Crystal Lake, which is like Camp None of the Boo Boo.
None of the boo boo.
I forget what the hell it's called.
Honey Boo Boo.
It's a Boy Scout camp, but they had a thing where that you could pay. It was like $200
Then what?
just to go for like an hour to like tour the camp. Like it was cool. I watched this guy's video on YouTube. If he went on Halloween and they toured,
That's cool.
like the camp, and nothing's really changed in the camp from when the '80s when they made the movie.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's like I don't know if I would want to spend like $200. Like that's a place by us where we plan on going do an investigation
Yeah.
at the Burlington prison where they charge what was it $350 to investigate there. Like if me, you, and Brian split it, and maybe we can get some, like people to give us some money to pay for it, and we can make a video there. But I definitely want to go and investigate there. I think that would be kind of cool. We should do that. Would you give me some money to go there? I'll front the three bills.
To where? Camp Crystal Lake?
Not Camp Crystal Lake, the Burlington prison.
Yeah, we want to go.
Yeah, we definitely have to go back and investigate when they open up.
Finding Bigfoot episode filmed in New Jersey and Sussex County.
All right, so there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Greg just sent me this on my phone.
Greg?
Yeah.
You know the guy's chatting?
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Greg M?
Greg M.
So it's Greg Matt.
No,
You made this up.
I didn't make it up.
You made this up.
He just sent
chat-
me. I'll send this over to you.
Yeah, send it to me later. If I can find it, I'll definitely watch it tonight. I guess I can get Animal Planet. Is that part of Discovery Plus?
I think so.
Discovery Plus.
You
for
have Discovery
$4.99.
Plus now?
No. And if you want no commercials, it's $7.99. Now I hate paying for all this streaming network shit because you could watch our boy Bigfoot Anonymous for free, and you could watch all the good shit, and it's better than Finding Bigfoot. Or you could follow other platforms like us or people that go places.
Bigfoot Anonymous.
Yeah, I like doing the show, but I definitely want to start filming more. I want to focus on that.
I know you do.
I know you do.
Let's get out there and film.
Let's get out there. Well, we got the Jersey shark attacks from 1916. We're going to be filming. We're going to be filming the Burlington prison.
Yep.
Hometown haunts, all riding up. And then we're going to go do Bigfoot.
The Witch's Altar.
I say we just do. It'd be funny
What?
just to say, hey, watch this episode of Finding Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
And then now watch our, show, whatever, Finding Bigfoot, Hometown Haunts edition. And it's just us going to places that they went to.
I don't know. We'll have to talk about that.
I'd be like, oh, look, I heard banging. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to keep in touch with our boy Bigfoot Anonymous. We're going to get him on the show, talk about Bigfoot and all this other craziness.
I hear you.
Look at you. So distracted. Are you reading? You should be the guy.
I'm just reading the live chat.
I mean, you should read the comments. That should be your job.
There's 6 people in the chat room right now.
And you should be reading it. See, that's why I feel like we should start it a little later. I like starting at 10:30 because it's like 10:31. It's Halloween.
Okay.
I do like that little moniker.
So 10:31.
10:31 we always go live when we do go
10:31.
live on Sundays.
10:31.
I wish you would live right next door so we can go live a lot more. It would be a lot of fun.
We can set it up.
No, because I try to set it up and
Like the green screen.
and you be fucked up. And you're gonna green screen. You don't even know technology.
I know the green screen.
Greg's bad with technology.
I got the green screen.
Yeah, we definitely have to get some investigations, like more Dempsey House. We should have really went in.
How would we get in?
You could have kicked in the door.
I'm gonna
and
kick in a door now.
Yeah,
With the neighbors looking at us.
yeah. You always say we should do some
That's-
adventures together.
That's one of the ways to get the cops called on you. But okay.
You always say we need to do more brother bonding stuff.
Yeah, you want to bond in a jail cell? That's fine.
They're not going to arrest us.
We're breaking and entering.
They're not going to catch us.
Your truck was right out front.
They don't know that's my truck. I'll run down like a couple blocks. I'll circle back around I'll get like, whatever. I'll change my clothes.
Now we're changing clothes.
I don't know. It might have to come to that. And I'll change my clothes. I'll get in the car and be like, dude, there was some guys that were like throwing eggs at my truck. I stopped. I was looking for them. Where did they go?
I'll be like, where are the eggs? Where'd they throw the eggs?
Then I'll throw them at the car. Like I'll pre-plan it. So I'll throw them at the car
this
before
is
this happens.
This is going
I'm just
real
saying. We got to do. You said we need to do more brother
well.
bonding
This is
time.
going real well.
So when we go to some of these places, I guess we're gonna have to try to get permission for most of these places.
Yes.
And if not,
Camp Crystal Lake, I'll just jump in and pretend I'm
oh,
drowning.
okay. We're not gonna break and enter, but now
It's a body of water.
Now we're going to Camp Crystal Lake and we're jumping in the pond.
Yeah,
river,
yeah.
pond, lake, whatever it's called.
Yeah, but that's public property, I think.
No, it's not.
No?
It's private property.
Aren't the Boy Scouts done?
No, whatever camp it is, it's still a camp, and it's privately run. Like look it up, and I think
Camp
it's like
Crystal Lake?
it's not called Camp Crystal Lake.
But but then how am I going to look it up if I don't know the camp name?
Just all right, do Camp Crystal Lake in New Jersey, and then I'm sure like Camp Nana Boo Boo or whatever it's called. You could read
Camp
it.
Crystal Lake, New Jersey tours.
Yeah, how much is it? It's like $200.
Upcoming tours, upcoming events.
Yeah, share that
see.
shit.
159
Yeah, for what? Like an hour?
extended tours.
Extended tours.
89 for lakefront tours.
So I have to pay like 150 to get in the door, and then another 89 just to get down to the lake.
Please note that it will not be open on Friday the 13th of August because camp program will still be underway.
Bigfoot and I was just commented, God grants you permission. This land is my land. This land is your land. Hell yeah.
That is true.
I mean, I'm sure there's a way to sneak
Tour
in.
details.
Would you want to go? I think that would be a cool trip,
Crystal Lake, yeah, I would go.
even though you freaking hate the first movie.
Yeah, I didn't like the first movie. I thought it was stupid.
Why not?
I mean,
It is absolutely.
you don't really like seeing it.
fantastic.
Like, I mean, at the end you do, but
That's what makes it like a mystery. You don't see who's killing it, and you're like, all right, who's killing everybody? And at the end, you're like, oh shit.
I want them to finish the game of strip poker.
Was that in the first one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while. I gotta watch it again. I thought it was a good movie, man.
It wasn't bad.
I
It
love
just
the
wasn't-
opening. Going to Camp Blood. You're all doomed. You're all doomed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so May 30th,
You have
June 3rd, June 4th, June 5th, June 6th is the
But there's
upcoming
definitely
tours.
some neat things in here.
there's a lot of neat things on that website. We have to do it more. Yeah, but
Camp No Be Boo Skoo.
say it.
No Be Boo Skoo.
No be boosku.
Nubi
Camp
Boo Boo.
Nina Boo Boo.
North Bergen Boy Scouts. That's what it stands for.
Say, boom. Told
Opened
you
in
the Boy Scouts.
1927, making the oldest running scout camp in New Jersey.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up on that. We'll have to do. Maybe we can get up there. We'll have to spend. Maybe that's what we should do. We should do like certain like Buy Me Coffee, Patreon, or something. One of those sites where it's like crowdfunding
Yeah.
to like pay. I mean, I feel like nah, actually no. Fuck that. Scrap that idea. I'll pay for it. Would you want to go and pay for that shit?
Yeah, I'll go.
And we'll do like a walk around. I'll
Yeah.
send you the video that the kid did from Halloween like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 years ago. It might have even been like last year, but it was kind of cool. So we'll wrap this up. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to check nightmare365.com and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. That's where we do live shows. You can comment, follow along. We'll read your comments. Maybe you'll give us some information that we don't know on stories that we want to look up or places that we want to go to. So make sure to subscribe, like it, hit the bell for notifications, and share it. Share it with people that are into this same stuff that we are. And until next time, Greg knows what to do.
Stay spooky.